Special News Bulletin, Superstorm Melissa sweeps through Jamaica. Extreme danger in the Caribbean. Greetings to our viewers. You are watching a special news bulletin aired on the evening of October 29, 2025, covering the developments of Superstorm Melissa, one of the strongest storms ever recorded in the Atlantic region. According to international meteorological agencies, Melissa has now made a direct landfall on the island nation of Jamaica, carrying winds up to 300 km/h, equivalent to a Category 5 hurricane, the highest level on the international hurricane scale. This is considered the strongest and most dangerous storm Jamaica has endured in decades. From early this morning, the first signs of the storm appeared along the southern coast of Jamaica. Strong gusts, waves over 4 meters high, and continuous heavy rain persisted for hours. By the afternoon, weather conditions worsened. Coastal towns such as Savannah Lamar, Black River, Treasure Beach, and Mandeville were almost completely paralyzed. The entire power system was shut down for safety, while telecommunications networks were disrupted in many areas. Main roads leading to the coast were washed away. Hundreds of ancient trees fell blocking streets, and many rooftops were torn off, carried tens of meters away. According to preliminary statistics from the Jamaica Civil Defense Agency, more than 200,000 residents are seeking emergency shelter in schools, churches, and community centers. Meteorologists reported that the eye of Melissa is moving slowly at only about 7 km/h northwest, causing central Jamaica to endure direct impact for an extended period. The central pressure of the storm currently measures only around 901 HPA, an extremely low level, indicating the immense energy of this system. The storm brings widespread heavy rainfall, with forecasted total rainfall of up to 700 mm, creating serious risks of flash floods and landslides in the mountainous regions of Manchester and St. Anne. In the coastal plains, storm surges and seawater have flooded inland from 300 to 500 meters. The Jamaica Meteorological Service stated that this is one of the strongest surges in the nation's history. In an emergency broadcast, the Prime Minister of Jamaica urged citizens to remain calm and not leave shelters, even if there are temporary signs of calm. He emphasized, "The calm period during the storm is only when the eye passes. Afterwards, winds will change direction and double in strength." This warning has been broadcast continuously on television, radio, and social media platforms to prevent people from leaving shelters prematurely. Rescue forces also recommend that if roofs or walls collapse, residents should find the safest place inside the house, usually the bathroom or the center of the home, using mattresses, blankets, helmets, or hard objects to cover the head, and wear shoes to avoid injury when moving. Our reporter in Kingston, the capital of Jamaica, reports that from early afternoon, winds are continuously howling, producing a roaring sound like jet engines, while the sky darkens despite it being only 3 p.m. Power poles lean dangerously, and cables spark with large flashes. Rain never stops, and the wind lifts water and debris, reducing visibility to less than 10 meters. Local reporters said that Jamaicans have never witnessed nature's power this violently. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, Melissa is a well-structured storm, almost perfectly symmetrical, with an eye about 25 km wide, surrounded by dense swirling cloud bands at extremely high speeds. These conditions allow Melissa to maintain tremendous strength upon landfall. Scientists note that the warming of the ocean this summer, with Atlantic surface temperatures averaging 1.3 degrees Celsius higher than the long-term average, is the main factor that helped the storm intensify so rapidly. It is expected that after sweeping across Jamaica in the next 10-12 hours, Melissa will move into the southeastern waters of Cuba by early tomorrow morning. Although Cuba's mountainous terrain may reduce the storm to approximately Category 3, heavy rain and strong winds will persist, especially in the Guantanamo Bay area. The Cuban authorities have ordered the evacuation of thousands of residents in coastal areas and activated a national disaster warning system. On its path, Melissa is expected to move north toward the Bahamas, including Long Island and Crooked Island. Forecasts indicate that this area will experience gusts of 150, 160 km/h, waves up to 3 meters high, along with heavy rainfall exceeding 200 mm. However, northern parts of the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands are expected to avoid direct impact, experiencing only partial rain showers and localized strong winds from the outer cloud bands. Meteorological analysts suggest that after passing Cuba and the Bahamas, Melissa will gradually weaken as it moves into the open Atlantic, but will remain strong enough to affect Bermuda. The storm may produce gusts of 90-100 km/h and heavy rainfall for several hours before merging with a cold front moving from North America. This combination is expected to form a complex weather system in Canada, particularly in Ontario, where heavy rain is forecasted just in time for this year's Halloween. International organizations such as the Red Cross, the United Nations, and the Caribbean Relief Organization have activated emergency response plans. Hundreds of medical personnel, engineers, and volunteers from the U.S., Mexico, and Trinidad and Tobago are ready to deploy to Jamaica immediately after the storm passes. An international relief fund has been established to support clean water, food, and essential supplies for affected residents. Not only Jamaica, but neighboring countries such as Haiti, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico are on high alert. Meteorological stations across the Caribbean continuously monitor Melissa's path and issue early warnings so residents can respond in time. In Haiti, where mountainous terrain increases landslide risks, authorities have requested evacuation from high-risk areas, even though the storm has not directly made landfall. From a meteorological perspective, Melissa is considered an extreme phenomenon typical of the climate change era. Experts state that the speed at which Melissa formed and intensified is clear evidence of the rapid intensification superstorm trend, when a hurricane can increase in category continuously in less than 36 hours, a very rare occurrence in the past. Ocean warming provides enormous energy, doubling the storm's strength in a short period. In a press conference tonight, the director of the Caribbean Meteorological Center said, "If ocean temperature trends continue to rise, the Caribbean may face many Category 5 superstorms in the future, something never seen in history." He also emphasized the importance of investing in early warning systems, raising community awareness, and building climate-resilient cities to minimize losses in coming years. Back in Jamaica, our reporters recorded alarming images. Markets washed away, fishing boats stranded ashore, and hundreds of houses scattered after strong winds. However, amid the devastation, there are touching stories of human kindness. Many residents voluntarily opened their homes to shelter neighbors. Rescue teams, braving rain and storms, continue to save trapped people. The Jamaican government expressed gratitude to the international community for rapid support. Meanwhile, Local media networks are striving to maintain broadcasts to relay safety guidance, despite most of the power system being damaged. In neighboring countries, many express concern that powerful storms like Melissa may become the new normal in the future. Climate experts emphasize that extreme storms not only cause casualties and property damage, but also slow economic recovery, destroy infrastructure, and exacerbate poverty in the Caribbean region. In this context, many nations have called for establishing a regional disaster protection fund to share resources during major natural disasters. At the United Nations, leaders are discussing financial support policies for countries vulnerable to climate change, including Jamaica. Currently, the Jamaican government's focus remains on protecting lives. Response teams are divided into small zones, carrying food, water, and medicine, reaching neighborhoods by boats or specialized vehicles. Temporary field medical stations have been set up to assist the injured. Despite extremely harsh conditions, the solidarity of the people remains a bright point, helping the nation overcome adversity. According to the latest forecast, Melissa will maintain high intensity for the next 6 to 8 hours before beginning to weaken upon contact with eastern Cuba's terrain. However, experts warn that the storm may re-intensify when it returns to warm waters near the Bahamas, so absolute vigilance is still required. As of now, more than 90% of Jamaica has completely lost power, hundreds of roads are cut off, and many areas are isolated. The restoration of electricity and telecommunications is expected to take several days, even weeks, after the storm passes. Satellite images show that most of the southern part of the island is covered by dense clouds. Experts estimate that the economic damage caused by Melissa could reach billions of US dollars, severely affecting the tourism industry, Jamaica's main economic pillar. Nonetheless, in his latest statement, the Prime Minister of Jamaica affirmed, "We will rebuild, we will rise stronger." Every Jamaican is part of that strength. When the storm passes, we will reconstruct every house, every road, and restore faith in the future together. Ladies and gentlemen, Superstorm Melissa is not only a natural disaster, but also a reminder of the Earth's limits. Climate change is making extreme weather events more frequent and severe. From the Caribbean to Asia, from the Pacific to the Atlantic, humanity is facing unprecedented challenges. Only through unity, sharing, and environmental action can we mitigate losses like today's. With that, our special news bulletin comes to a close. We will continue to update the latest information on Superstorm Melissa in subsequent reports. Thank you for watching. We wish everyone safety and hope Jamaica overcomes this difficult time soon.